this step, I'm going to be working on the bodice. I'm going to be putting together these shattered pieces in sort of like a jigsaw puzzle kind of formation. What I highly recommend for anyone doing this kind of creative seams, shattered bodice look for any of their clothing is to always, always, always have a picture of the mock-up with the shattered lines on it, or at least part of the mock-up. As you see, I have on that little piece of paper is my bodice, shattered the way it is, and each piece numbered and notches on it so I'll know which one gets joined to which. It's extremely important because without this, you're just going to really mess up the bodice. Trust me, I almost did before I decided, oh, it might be a good idea to print these out. As you see in here, each of the pieces have little notches, and then that's how you match each one up, and that's how you do for the entire bodice. So now that I finally finished the whole tail bodice part, at least the majority of it, I still have to line it and add details and cap sleeves and all that fun stuff. But I'm moving on to the sparkly, shiny, sexy, slitty, femme fatale skirt. Now say that 3 times fast. Sparkly, shiny, sexy, slitty skirt. Sparkly, shiny, sexy skirt. I give up. Anyway, disregard that. So I'm going to be moving on to the skirt now, like the actual like skirt that's worn under the tail bodice. This is going to be made with a lining, which I currently have some of it over here ready to be cut. The original lining for the skirt is actually the same fabric that's used to line the bodice, but I unfortunately didn't have enough for the rest of the skirt parts, and I ordered this one online. And as the risk that you run with every fabric you order online, the picture doesn't match what you get. The picture I was looking at of a dark fuchsia crepe back satin looked similar to the color of this lining, but when I got it in the mail, it was more pink than purple. So, but I think I can still make it work, because I'll only have to cut out 2 more panels of the skirt. And this is going to be like the lining just in general, but 2 more panels of the skirt lining, and they're both back panels, which are going to be covered by the tail part of the bodice, so no one will really see it. And on top of that, we'll have layers of other fabric. So the layer on top of the lining will be this glitter tulle, and I love glitter tulle so much. It legit looks like the night sky when you put it like together the right way. I used this for a girl's prom dress, and she looked like she was dressed in the night sky. It was wonderful. But so I'll have a layer of glitter tulle on top of the lining. On top of the tulle, I'm going to have this glitter chiffon fabric, both of which I bought online through the eBays. This one has a bit more glitter than I expected, but lucky for me, I like glittery, shiny things, so it'll work out. So with all those layers of black and glitter, it should cover up the pink part on top of, the tail bodice, so it doesn't really matter. The parts that are really going to be seen by people are actually going to be lined in the fabric it was supposed to be lined. This lovely deep purple, violet, fuchsia, angel skin satin, I think it is. I bought it at the textile discount warehouse in Chicago, and I haven't been back since the pandemic hit, and I don't know what's going on with the warehouse now, so I haven't really been back since. So it's kind of, I'm working with what I got. That I actually bought for a different costume at least that part of the costume is not going to be happening anymore. But anyway, before I talk your ears off, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the remainder of the lining pieces. Then I'm going to take the lining pieces and actually use them to cut out the tulle and the chiffon fabric. Just cause it'll be easier and faster, especially because it's modified. I modified the skirt pattern to have this drop waist. It's like a real low waist. So, like normally the skirt is worn high on the natural waist, like almost to the underbust. But because I'm trying to jivvy it up and, twist it up for a modern look to my evening gown, I drew a new waistline, which is more like a hip line, so it's going to be worn on top of the hip instead of the waist. So it'll be easier transferring that marking to the tulle and the chiffon, with just like tracing it off or tracing around the lining pieces. And yeah, especially because tulle and chiffon are very hard to trace, so you have to have like a pattern that's already cut out to put on top, because these they're slippery, they like to shift around, so it'll be problematic. So I'm just trying to make things easier for me. So we'll see how this goes. We'll start by putting the skirt together, and hopefully it'll go well. I finally cut out all the pieces for the skirt. So it was the tulle, the glitter chiffon, and the fuchsia purple lining. And I had a bit of an internal debate that was quite profound and quite difficult because I found two different fabric combinations that I would really like for the skirt. So either the satin lining, the fuchsia lining underneath the glitter chiffon, as pictured here. I don't know if you can really see it, but it kind of like peeks through a little, the fuchsia. And the other was the fuchsia lining plus just the glitter tulle. Both looked gorgeous, and it was really, really hard. I had a deep, profound struggle for like a good hour deciding which one I want to go with. In the end, the glitter chiffon on top of the fuchsia purple lining was the winner, just because I like how it looks uniform with the dress, but also you see bits of the purple kind of like poking through when the skirt moves. So it's kind of like a chameleon effect almost, and I kind of really like how that looks. So I have a bunch of the glitter tulle come out, which what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to make the tulle on the fuchsia satin lining only like a different time, not for this dress for this time, but a different time when I can actually go to the textile discount warehouse and find that fabric again. So this is what I'm going to go with. The way I'm going to sew it is it's going to be sewed as if it's two different skirts. So the lining is going to be joined together in one separate skirt, and all the glitter chiffon is going to be joined together in one separate skirt. And yes, the glitter chiffon is backwards because I like how there's minimal sparkles versus that. It just looks better, and you see some of the purple come through. But so I'm going to do that. And then they're going to be joined at the waist, the skirt, and the two different skirts, and the waistband's going to kind of bind them together. So that way both will be like free flowing. So both will move individually and move with me. And I feel like that'll look real nice. And plus it'll give that chameleon effect of, oh look, here's some violet. Oh look, here's some glittery black. So I'm going to be doing that. And I've had problems with sewing chiffon before, so hopefully my sewing machine will cooperate with me.